Good afternoon, morning, evening, or night, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alex, and this episode's subject comes in from the Dead Maple Oak. Hi Alex, I was wondering about your thoughts on game exclusivity, specifically what you think of gaming exclusives like Mario to Nintendo or Halo to Microsoft. How important is it for these companies to maintain these exclusive titles? I find it quite funny that out of the big three big competitors there, we've got the two extremes. On one side we have Nintendo, which are totally, utterly based around their exclusives, and without them they would be nothing. And on the other hand, we have Sony, who arguably don't have any real strong exclusives lined up for the PlayStation 4 at the moment, or have that many on the console as it is, and yet they're absolutely thriving and just bollocking everyone else in terms of numbers. They are destroying right now. And I think to a certain extent, game exclusives are important. Not only does it give the fanboys to have something to argue about, but more importantly, it gives you a reason to choose the console, to buy the console. It gives them something, it gives them character, doesn't it? Nintendo is completely based around their first-party games, and that's what gives them their character. And without the exclusives on the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One, then they'd be exactly the same. There would be nothing apart from the UI difference that would make them there would be no point to any of it. So on that front, they are important. But then at the same time, when you start delving into weird third-party exclusives for first-party, what I mean by that is like DLC content and pre-order stuff that is only for one side, like you see with Assassin's Creed does it every now and again, the Arkham games do it, and they choose a side. Destiny did it recently, that they had special content that was only on PlayStation. I think that sucks. That is really destructive and counter-consumer, because no matter what it is, you're getting less of a game on the other system despite it being the exact same game. There is no real reason, apart from bragging rights for the other side, for it to happen. I know the idea is that company is supposed to be like, that you should choose it on this system. Okay, so if you're really investing into this game, then why are you just stopping at, yeah, we get it exclusively, or we get it early. Okay, how about this? How about you make it free? How about you make it so everyone who chooses that system, it's just free for everyone? Like, for example, instead of the Destiny 1 just being on the PlayStation platform, how about you make it, okay, we've assigned ourselves with Sony, and all the DLC is free for all the Sony folk. But on the Microsoft side, because we're not partnered with them, you can still get the content if you want it, but you have to pay for it. It's still there, and sure, it's shitty microtransaction pulling away from the base game bullshit, but it's still there. At least you have a choice. Exclusive content helps nobody. It sucks. And really, with Destiny in particular, that's one of the worst ones I've seen, because Destiny is built around like being repetitive and stuff, and they have 2 extra strikes, which is a lot of the game is built around it. So that's a huge chunk of content that we can't play on the Xbox just because of some silly deal. So ultimately, I think exclusive, yes, they do have a certain amount of importance to them, and it makes them more interesting. It makes the landscape more interesting, more varied when these three companies have to they need to try and invest in their own special games, even if they're not going to sell crazy numbers all the time, but you see adventurous, like, risk-taking things now and again, and without them it would be pretty barren and super similar. Everything would be the same, and there'd be nothing to make anything stand out. So what do you think about exclusives? Do you think it's destructive to the overall gaming landscape, or do you think it helps and just provides a nice way to keep things varied and to keep competition at a friendly level, mind you? Tell me in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. All comments and ratings are very much appreciated. And make sure you leave suggestions for future Job Labs. I'll see you next time. Bye! Five Nights at Freddy's movie is a thing that is happening. For certain, Warner Bros. Have picked up the rights. What do you think? Five Nights at Freddy's I just can't seem to escape it. Every single week it seems like I'm talking about this fucking game series. And I think I know what all of you expect me to say about it. But you know what? I think this is actually kind of a good idea. I know, sue me. But what have I said from the beginning about this series? The thing that is